What's up everybody, it's me ThomasTubeHD and welcome back to another video. So today, we're going to talk about the Railway Skirmish. Now before we get started on the topic this video will talk about, I want to tell some new people that there are already many Dream SMP Maps videos on the channel. So go watch those videos after this one if you are interested in other topics this series is mostly covering on. And also, in order to talk about this topic more efficiently, we're going to start by talking about the background of this mini-war, the whole war in a highly detailed map, and finally, the conclusion of it all. Oh, and also, there isn't going to be one single map of the whole war we can look at, since it would then just look like a pile of confusing strings that somehow made sense. So we're going to have the map play in the background while going through this entire mini-war, and at the end of the video, we will show the whole map again that indicates everything that had happened in the war. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. Alright, so today we're going to talk about a mini-war, part of a series of smaller wars that will help decide the upcoming biggest wars ending at the time. And this war is called the Railway Skirmish. And in order to understand the context of why it's called that, we got to go back to the last war. So, a quick recap. After Wilbur and Tommy started a drug empire to sell drugs, which resulted in the creation of a country named L'Manberg, the Dream Team SMP declared war after L'Manberg declared its independence, and soon started the Dream Team SMP vs L'Manberg War. And after the war, Tommy built a holiday home and a railway to his original house, which is now the L'Manberg Embassy. After that, Skeppy rejoined the server, who didn't take it seriously first when he joined the Dream SMP after J-Schlat. Skeppy soon was noticed on stream to come in possession of the letter of Dream's dead horse, Spirit. Realizing it is a valuable leverage against Dream, Skeppy raced to get it into an ender chest before someone killed him and took it. But it turns out that there is a creeper in Tommy's house and it blew up Skeppy. After that, Skeppy scoured through Tommy's blown up house for leather Spirit, and luckily managed to get it and throw it into the ender chest. A brief skirmish ensued as Tommy and Tubbo tried to kill Skeppy to get the leather and the leverage against Dream. Whilst doing so, Dream offered Skeppy one of Tommy's discs for the letter. This trade was interrupted by Tommy and Tubbo trying to kill everyone for the disc and the letter, but ultimately, Dream and Skeppy managed to go through with the trade. These two events doesn't seem very important in this skirmish, but we will get back to that later. Anyways, peace doesn't seem to last any longer than a few days on the Dream SMP afterwards, as the now greater Dream SMP and L'Manberg fought for influence on the server, as each nation fought over SMP members' allegiances, contesting many territories, the militarization of both sides for another upcoming war, and even for the biggest intelligence.
It's not all pub quizzes.
Dream,
yeah.
It's not like the what? No, Dream, Dream. It's not that bad. There's more to let.
Oh.
What just happened?
I gotta go. We gotta.
As it seemed, another war is inevitable, but overall, peace is still being upheld by both sides. Until now. One day, as Tommy was riding his minecart back to the L'Manberg Embassy, Tommy saw Dream standing on the tracks, seemingly unaware that Tommy is riding down the hill, and as Tommy was coming down too fast towards Dream, and, well...
Dream. No, my friend, don't get hit by a train, Dream. Oh! Wait, what? What? No! What the hell?
Tommy ran over Dream with his minecart. At first, while in a panic, Tommy, with the help of Tubbo, was instructed by Dream to collect his items and return them back to Dream. But the two realized that this was an opportunity to regain some leverage over Dream and to reclaim Tommy's disc. And so Tommy and Tubbo quickly ran off with Dream's items, starting the Railway Skirmish. As both sides arrived at the L'Manberg Embassy, negotiations began. Initially, Tommy wanted to trade Dream his items for his valuable music disc that he lost due to a stupid deal he did with Dream, which he gave Mellohi for, and trading another one, Cat, for Lambert's independence in the last war. But this was not quite possible, as previously, before this, Dream traded Tommy's disc Cat to Skeppy, as Skeppy has the letter of Dream's dead horse, Spirit, which actually means that the situation is that, although Tommy and Tubbo had Dream's items as leverage to trade for one of Tommy's discs Dream is holding, they got nothing as leverage against Skeppy to reclaim the second disc. Anyways, as Tommy kept offering this deal to Dream, Dream refused it and said he would offer Spirit's letter to Tommy for his items, and also stated that he had no emotional attachment to his own items and could easily grind the items out again but become stronger than ever, while Tommy kept saying he had Dream's items as leverage over him. This back and forth continues even after a brief skirmish ensued, with, of course, Tommy and Tubbo winning that. After this, Dream stated to Tommy that, despite losing his stuff, if Tommy doesn't get back his items for Spirit's leather, he will come back with better gear and escalate the conflict. But Tommy refused Dream's new offer as he wanted to trade Dream's items for his music disc. Later on, Wilbur got involved. After understanding what has happened, he ordered Tommy to get back Dream's stuff, and he warned that if there is more peace-breaking actions, the skirmish will escalate to a second great Dream SMP war that Lamberg is not ready for. And after some more back and forth, in the meantime while Tommy was tapped out, Dream killed Tommy's horse, which led to another skirmish, which again, Tommy and Tubbo won. After that, Wilbur gives his final warning to Tommy, as Lamberg is getting pulled into more trouble, and war is becoming more inevitable. Eventually, after some more negotiations, the trade is initiated, with Tommy giving back all of Dream's items, while Dream gives Tommy Spirit's letter. However, during the trade, Dream's OP netherite sword is missing. Everyone said it was not on them, and so Dream, along with Sapnap, went back to check the site for Dream's sword. Despite not being able to get a disc, a bigger war was prevented from happening for now. After the trade, Tommy desperately tried to convince Skeppy to give him one of the discs for Spirit's leather, but Skeppy didn't accept the trade. And literally 5 seconds later, Dream came back and shanked Tommy, who logged off, logged back on, and dies. And this happened because while Dream and Sapnap was checking the site where Dream died to find Dream's OP sword, it was not there. Thinking Tommy has it, Dream decided to go check Tommy. But on stream, Tommy opened his inventory multiple times and it was clearly not there. After Tommy got killed again and spawned back at his holiday home, Dream ride the minecart to Tommy's holiday home, walked past him and raised his Slayer Beach Boy? God, the fuck are these sword names? Slayer Beach Boy sword Tommy accidentally gave him over Henry's head and demanded immediately where his sword was. Tommy begged and pleaded to Dream, saying that he literally does not have it, and also to spare Henry. As this back and forth continues, it dragged both friends and allies to the standoff. Eventually, after some more back and forth, Tommy decided to give Dream his own OP netherite sword, Shank, as compensation because of Tommy losing Dream's OP sword. Seeing that Skeppy is still around, as the trade is about to initiate, Tommy tried to again convince Skeppy to trade for the music disc in exchange for Tommy's sword, Shank. But Skeppy still isn't interested, and so Dream forced Tommy's hand, but then gave back Slayer Beach Boy sword to Tommy, which was nice. Tommy then go back to convince Skeppy. Again, okay, this is the third time now, but this time for 13 diamond blocks. But Skeppy wants 5 sets of netherite armor, which Tommy doesn't have. But if he does, then Skeppy said he is willing to talk about the disc trade. But as this conversation is coming to a close, something completely changed Tommy's mood. Dream flashed Mellohi right in front of Tommy and runs off, thinking he could get his disc back right there and then. Tommy and Tubbo teamed up with Sapnap, offering all their items to help try and kill Dream. But Dream ran out of sight from the group, so Tommy decided to lure Dream into a trap in his house and get him killed to take back the disc. But when Tommy asked where the disc was, Dream said it wasn't on him, and the plan completely fell apart. But after that, Dream's actions seemed strange. He seemed to be looking for something that could help him. And as he teleported away to Ponce's house, Tubbo suggested he may be looking for an ender chest. Thinking he actually lied and had the disc on him, the group immediately went on the assault on Dream again. But after Dream disappeared out of sight again, as Tommy and Tubbo destroys all ender chests on the server, thinking they can kill Dream with the minecart again, and he is going for Henry again, Tommy, Tubbo, and Sapnap raced all the way back to Tommy's holiday hub and waited for Dream to get on the train tracks, run him over again, and grab the disc. But Dream went to Tommy's house from another direction, and soon another skirmish ensued. Sapnap and Tubbo tried to get Dream on the train tracks, even leaking their plans, while Tommy waited.
Wait, he's came the wrong way. He's came the wrong way. Shit. Okay, you need to lead him onto the tracks. You need to get him. Okay, guys, pin him, turn him round and get him onto the track, because then I can run him over. You need to get him on the tracks, fellas. How do we go about this?
Please get on the track.
Stop. Yo, you fucking moron.
Please.
After some fighting, Tubbo was killed by Dream and lost all of his items. Tommy tried to pick up Tubbo's items, but Dream killed him too. As Tommy felt worried that Dream picked up the ender chest and put the disc in it, Sapnap then somehow killed Dream and took most of his stuff, with the disc not being there, while Tommy picked up Dream's pickaxe. As the group goes back to the embassy, Sapnap quickly betrayed Tommy by killing him and takes Dream's pickaxe under the stress of threats from Dream and runs off, leaving Tommy and Tubbo with no leverage to hold against Dream. Still determined to get back the disc, Tommy and Tubbo start negotiating with Dream for the disc, but Dream will only give back Tubbo's items in exchange for Spirit's leather. However, from the start to the end, the negotiations gone absolutely nowhere, as Tommy and Tubbo now kept getting killed, the offers getting refused, and Tubbo having his Tubbo moment. And in the end, Dream, Skeppy, and later on Sapnap all three logged off the server, and the skirmish is over. The only lost thread that was left in the wake of the Railway Skirmish is the location of Dream's maxed out enchanted netherite sword that he was quite eager to get back. During the search for his sword, Sapnap and Skeppy both sworn to Dream that they didn't have it, and it was very 100% clear to those watching Tommy's livestream that when the skirmish happened, he didn't have it on him either. So the only question left unanswered after the skirmish is, where the fuck is Dream's OP netherite sword? Well, you see, even though it seemed most likely that the sword has despawned and was gone for good, among the people who was in this conflict was asked with the question, but lied, that person was Tubbo, as in a great twist, later on told Tommy to stop sharing the game screen on his livestream, and also turn off all of his game sounds, as Dream had used the Minecraft game sounds to determine the location of Tommy's music disc, the last time Tommy had it and tried to hide it from Dream. Then Tubbo led Tommy to an undisclosed location and told him to open a chest there. Tommy did as asked, and lo and behold, there was Dream's OP sword, despite, during the entire skirmish, Tubbo seemed to have thrown the wind out of the window at the end, which led to Tommy to unable to reclaim one of the discs from Dream when the opportunity arose. Tubbo is fucking 4 parallel universes ahead of Dream, having Dream's sword tucked away in Lamambek's possession. So actually, at the end of the skirmish, Tommy and Tubbo actually possessed 2 pieces of leverage over Dream, his OP sword and Spirit's leather. Okay, so that's the background, the entire war and aftermath explained. So, what has this skirmish concluded to? Well, not much. Despite this was an actual opportunity for Tommy to reclaim his disc, neither Dream or Skeppy, the people who had his disc, had ever given up. And when Tommy and Tubbo teamed up with Sapnap to kill Dream and reclaim the disc and some leverage, they lost most of their items due to Sapnap in the end, betraying not only them, but also literally everyone in this conflict, and was left not only untouched, but got some loot out of it. Dream, whose items are one of the factors that led to the skirmish, in which despite losing his sword and some of his items, still, along with Skeppy, have both of Tommy's discs. Despite the skirmish changed almost nothing and seemed to be just a trading simulator in disguise, it created the foundation for many ideas and future wars that is to come. It made very clear to Tommy that leverage is one of the most powerful weapons that can help him in reclaiming his disc besides fighting. It will lead to more conflicts between Tommy and Sapnap after this skirmish due to the betrayal Sapnap has done in this skirmish and in the past. It led to Dream building the idea that if people had leverage over him, then that is what would give them power, making it harder to regain control over the server and its members again. Oh, and also, on Tommy's stream, the day after the Railway Skirmish, he referred to the event as a skirmish rather than an actual battle or war, and stated that while the final war is certainly coming, there will be many more skirmishes to come before then. And finally, remember Dream's death at the start of the skirmish? Well, actually, on January 17th last year, 3 days before the final disc confrontation, Dream stated and confirmed on Twitter that his death in the skirmish is not canon, but rather a joke, as he used the /kill command right before Tommy is about to run him over. And this is supported by 2 factors. The first is that in Minecraft, you cannot kill an entity with a minecart, regardless of its speed. And second is that Dream's death message said that he fell out of the world, something that is only achievable in survival Minecraft by falling into the void in the end, breaking the layer of bedrock in the overworld or the nether, and falling into it, or using the /kill command. But regardless, Dream made a big miscalculation. He didn't thought that Tommy and Tubbo would take his stuff and use it against him. He had to trade in Spirit's leather, the only thing he cared about, to get back his items, and also giving Tommy and Tubbo one last piece of leverage they can use on him. And he lost his OP sword, which is now in the possession of Tommy and Tubbo, hidden away somewhere he cannot find without information. And that is another Dream SMP Maps video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to click on the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like my videos. And to get your chance of being in shoutouts and leaving your mark on my channel's history. Oh, and also, in the last big Dream SMP Maps video, I forgot to include the full map of the Dream Team SMP vs Lamambic War map, so here you go. And you can find this along with the Railway Skirmish War map right here on my Twitter or on the Dream Team Fandom Wiki Discord. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.